Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another TCGScrubs podcast. This time we're going to be talking about obviously things like the GP. Oscar's probably going to want to talk about IU, and we also have our ruler of the week once again, which is going to be what's his face? Welser. And we'll go with the card that we think should go into the deck and how the deck might run and all that different things. If you guys want to support us, we have our patreon.com/TCGScrubs, which tomorrow I'll have uploaded another mini podcast. We're trying to do those at least once a week, little mini podcasts for Patreon, in addition to other content we'll be starting to put on there, etc., etc. The giveaway is coming up to when we draw the winner pretty soon here. I'll actually have to go double check when I'm actually supposed to do that, but pretty soon we're going to be drawing that. But yeah, and we also have our Facebook, facebook.com/the TCGScrubs, and I think that's the main ones. But yeah, obviously I'm here. I'm Colin, and we're here with
Oscar.
And me, Joe.
From Joe's Corner.
And while plugging in certain things, I would definitely say check out Twitter. I try to use it often, and I'm always looking and reading things and retweeting.
And on that note, this is also a T-shirt from 6th grade that I have. So, in case you guys were wondering,
completely relevant.
Sixth grade camp.
Here, I'll segue us. Colin, you said GP, but it was an ARG, not a GP. That happened.
Well, no, we haven't had a chance to talk about the GP either.
The Italian one?
Yeah. Did we? Or did we not? Whatever.
Awkward silence. I don't think so. I guess not, yeah. So we'll go ahead and roll into, the GP first.
So I actually don't remember the GP one.
Oh my God. Okay, we're not going to talk about the GP one, guys. We're going to
straight into ARG.
Good.
ARG.
That's actually really good because I have no idea what you guys are talking about. So
there is an Italian GP.
I did a Forceful News and an article about it.
Well, and it's almost not even relevant. I don't know if anybody would want us to talk about it because the new set wasn't even legal for it yet when it took place.
Well, that's probably why I didn't end up watching the article. Or
you wouldn't watch the article, yeah. So you want to give a quick rundown, Oscar, of the ARG, what happened there?
Right, so we had to think about, said 41 players attend. I'm looking at the ruler breakdown. Like the top rulers played were Fair, which had 9, Alhamat with 3, Yggdrasil had 3, Charlotte, Ayu, and then Fox actually only had 2 players, which was crazy. And this is including actually the European ban list, since ARG's following those. Making it into top 8, I remember was so there was an Ayu, a Kirik, a Gil, I think a Yggdrasil, and the rest is Fairer. And then obviously Ayu took it for the win with I think second place being Fairer.
Fox deck in the top 8?
Yeah, I think
there was.
A Fox. Yeah.
I couldn't remember everything.
Yeah, Ayu. Yeah, she took it all, right?
Yeah, she did the whole thing.
You were pretty excited about that.
I was pumped. One, because like going into it, I was semi-hyping it, like, oh, wouldn't it be great if she won, guys? But I was also phrasing it so if she lost, like, kind of was expecting it. And so when she won, I was like the first on Discord, like, guys, did you see the top list? 2 IUs went. Oh man, I hope one makes Discord. It. Yeah, check out our Discord. And so I was like, 2 IUs made it in. Hopefully one makes it to the top. And then one made it to the top. I'm like, holy crap, out of everybody who played, an IU deck made it. Which I thought was amazing.
So there were 2 IU decks, right?
Yeah.
And then you said they played each other?
No, they never did, actually.
Oh, okay.
I was listening to the Gritting Remnant podcast earlier, and the winner was on there. He was an IU player, and I believe he said he never actually went to the mirror matchup, but which he was grateful for because essentially he says when you do that, it's whoever has Energize is going to win the game.
It makes sense for IU, yeah.
Yeah.
I was also pretty interested in Kirik making the top 8 as well. I thought that was pretty cool, especially since he hasn't had any of his abilities unsealed yet. So to see him do decent at this point in time was pretty cool. It made me want to go back and revisit my Kirik deck.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I think it was 3 colors though, so you'd have to branch out. You've been doing mono a lot.
Yeah, I mean for Kirik I do dual color because with red you pretty much have to do green. But well, I guess I could get away with mono with Kirik, but still.
I thought it was a red, white, blue deck, but I could be wrong.
They're being patriotic. little bastards.
Well, I didn't think about it that way. Maybe it wasn't that.
No, I mean, blue also makes sense. I just feel like with severing winds, I don't know. I don't feel as much as the need anymore to branch out into other colors. I just want to go like all in on what red is good at. For example, I just want to burn stuff to death, and then also run 4 cancels as severing winds or something like that. But also with Hook gone, it does make it extremely easy to just do a dual color, even if you're only running 2 cards that are green, or just severing winds if you need a hard cast. It makes it super easy to do that because you can just, for the fun of it, run dual color stones until they introduce a counter to dual color stones, which hopefully they either do that or they wait for dual color stones to just passively rotate away, which would be, either of those would be ideal.
I mean, we do technically have a soft counter in the whale dude. What's his name?
Yeah,
Mizosaurus.
That's if by soft counter you mean like it's a giant marshmallow, then yes, it's a pretty soft counter. Like if someone plays that, I'll be like, you know what? I'll let you have it. I'm about to win this game apparently. So
I guess he doesn't even target special magic stones. Just regular magic stones.
Yeah, and it's good in drafting. That card actually was really nice for me to draft with. But
yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I gave it like a 9 out of 10 on my super cool draft video.
So I was just confirming the information with the deck list. It was red, white, green for Keurig.
Okay.
Red, white, green.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you green always goes with red.
Oh yeah.
Sylvia is a good card.
Yeah, Oscar loves that card.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's awesome. She just swings in easily for 6, and so I gotta start with something else. No, yeah, and even in my IU deck, I made sure to put her in.
Yeah, she's all right. I think, like if I were playing my Panda deck, she's super easily countered.
Really? Because I played you with my IU deck with her in it against your Panda deck, and I still won each of the games.
You got super lucky. That's why.
I played Wukong versus your Panda deck and won.
That was a very beta version.
Right,
that was a very beta version of my Pandas. What? You just wait.
Right
I
now?
gotta. Yeah. Well, one. I'm almost done with my beta for my for fun pandas. I haven't started on competitive pandas yet. So
why would you go there first?
Because for fun pandas is the most important pandas.
Diver Pandas is most competitive version.
No,
right.
Diver Panda is trash.
So quick then, real quick. If you went fun first and now you're gonna go competitive, does that mean it's no longer gonna be mono white?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll switch to dual color.
If there was, we should do pandas. We should do a panda ruler. If there is a card that you thought went super well into
what
pandas.
we should do? Here's what we should do, Joey, and maybe Oscar. We'll set it right here. We can do a panda tournament next week where we face off against each other with our panda decks.
I have my panda deck right now.
And I've been wanting to build a panda deck, so I wouldn't be opposed to this at all.
I'll go make my
wait.
I'll make my beta competitive deck for pandas.
I'm just gonna make my alpha.
We should rule like we all have to have like a panda mascot that we kind of have to build around. Mine's obviously Diver Panda because Diver Panda.
I think everybody picks each other's. Yours is not.
No, I'm playing Diver Panda. I'm not playing in this damn tournament. Because Colin doesn't believe in Diver Panda, so
I don't. I'm gonna counter Diver Panda.
You can't counter Diver Panda. He drops turn 1 and then he kills everything.
He doesn't drop turn 1. If you don't drop turn 1. And also, he doesn't kill anything. He bounces stuff.
Yeah, he bounces stuff into your hand, and then I play Scornadacalis, and I take it away. That's
super situational combo.
That's definitely not a turn 1 combo.
The deck just needs to tempo you out and kill you. Okay, it doesn't even matter.
You just wait. I'm gonna.
Is the best panda.
I'm gonna go actually really silly with this, and instead of generating gems, I'm gonna generate is it blood counters? Mystery counters.
Mystery counters.
Mystery counters. I'm gonna be a mystery counter.
You can't play pandas with mystery counters.
I'm gonna prove it to you guys. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, no, I got an idea of where I'm going to go with my pandas.
Where were we that we started talking about pandas? Because we're really into this.
We were talking about the top 8 of ARG.
Oh, and how there's no pandas in it? Yeah.
So going forward from that ARG, based on that ARG and stuff, going forward, do you think, because that was a pretty decent spread of the top 8, I think the showing of Farah in the top 8 might be attributed to just the sheer volume of Farahs at the tournament just lent itself to be shown. Do you think the next tournament it'll be more diverse? Do you think Farah will come back with a vengeance now that people know what IU is, or do you think IU will come back and be flooded?
I think that the numbers of IU are going to increase after this tournament.
I think IU is a deck that, like, I don't think Farah can handle an IU deck. Maybe.
Do you think that next top 8 will be diverse, or do you think it'll be dominated by 1 or 2 rulers?
I think it's going to be pretty diverse. I just one of my issues is that, like, it's going to be, I feel like it's going to be a very meta based, like, with people seeing, like, IU and, like, you know, some of the, like, the only real ARG like results that we have now, and, like, with, like, a cheese deck floating around like IU, like, it's going to be a lot of pressure on, like, what to side in, like, how are you going to play your IU matchup? You know, if you choose Fair, you have to, you have to think about IU. So, you know, we could see some, like, just like 0 side rulers, and that could be basically what people end up, like, you know, how they end up dealing with IU.
So you're going to say, like, 0's going to find a back door into top 8?
Yeah, probably. I mean, you know, because there are cards that stop IU. It's just, like, do you just lose game 1 against IU and then side in 0 and win the next 2 games? You know, and try, like, is that your plan for IU, or do you, like, side in, like, 4 Amatros's Foresights and then 4, like, these other cards and try and beat her that way? You know, I don't know. But I do think that she's going to introduce, like, a weird dichotomy between all the decks there.
I mean, that'd be an interesting matchup to see, because a lot of people were mentioning, 0 this, 0 that. Let's Joey build a 0 deck, and you and me can, you know, do a feature match and report it.
I was thinking about that. I did kind of want to make a 0 deck, because I never actually made a series, like, a real actual 0 deck. One that actually plays, like,
outside of your 0 bomb.
Well, yeah, but, like, that was just, like, cheese, and I made it once and then played it, like, at one point and then never touched it again. Like, I've never actually looked at 0 as, like, a legitimate ruler and, like, oh, I'm gonna play actual cards with her. No, it's just 0 bomb stuff. But so yeah, but I've been thinking that I wanna try and mock up, like, an actual 0 deck that'll work and do something.
Yeah. Real quick before I forget, I like that we all color coordinated gray. I appreciate
I put this
that.
on last second too.
I don't like you guys.
No, screw you, Joey.
But
all right, you say, Oscar?
Well, I was gonna say, speaking of, like,
it's cold.
What's gonna happen in the next tournament is, and I pull up the dates, is, like, the next one is still an ARG, January 6th. But then the following one is a mix-up, because there's an ARG and a GP, but GP, like, on the Force of Will side of things, we still haven't gotten a ban list. And I don't think these are the same results you'll see without that ban list, because you'll still have Prisha in the mix of it. Because people only run Fairer because they can't run Prisha.
I feel pretty strongly we're going to get a ban list with their next. They still have another GP announcement that they are doing, and I feel pretty confident we're going to get the ban list with that.
Oscar, do you think Prisha is better than Fair?
I do, and people have even acknowledged it, that they only run Fairer because they can't run the Prisha.
Yeah.
It's essentially, like they say, the core of a Prisha deck into the Fairer deck itself, just to help it run.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, which I don't like that, but oh well.
But you're gonna say, Colin, before I jumped in with those dates?
Was I gonna say something?
You were, and I jumped in.
That's fine. All right. Yeah. Well, Oscar and I will be going to the GP over in Richardson, right?
Yep, Richardson, Texas.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. I think you were gonna run IU. Are you still gonna run IU now? That's become a big theme.
Yeah, and I made sure to be very verbal about it too. After I found out it's top, I was like, just so everybody knows, this was gonna run to begin with, and I'm still gonna run it. I don't care what happens. And if she even falls out of favor because some counter gets discovered, I'll still run her because it's a lot of fun just to play with her.
Well, I mean,
and it's like I said, I really want to go to the GP just to help record, some footage, stuff for the channel, just some like we did last year, that cool video, which I haven't seen. Go check it out.
Yeah, vlog. Cool. Yeah,
I liked it.
You can see our slow deterioration as we start to lose games.
I was tired because we didn't get much sleep. I drove. I was sick that day, and we hadn't eaten. And by my last match, I was out of it. I was delirious, and I would have had to ask my opponent, "Wait, did I just do that before recovery or after?" And he's like, "It's before." I'm like, "Oh, cool, thank you. I'm gonna recover now," and then I'd start playing.
I was doing super well, and you can see when I went against my first Prisha OTK game, and then I went again against another Prisha OTK, and then another, and you could see me just like getting. By the end of it, I was super over it. Like I didn't even want to play anymore. I was very not happy with Prisha OTK by the end of that.
My matchups were awesome. It went Fox. I lost round 1. And then after that, it was a Prisha. But it wasn't even OTK. It was really weird. It was just a Prisha deck. And then after that, it was just like random stuff and feed things. Just making my way up to was it 27th or whatever place I made?
Yeah.
Last one was a Yggdrasil deck, which was weird.
Yggdrasil
was a thing.
I was in top tables for like a split second before I faced my first Prisha OTK.
For
running Soul, by the way, guys. Running Soul.
Yeah, exactly.
Just so you know, if it wasn't for Prisha OTK, Soul was this close to actually being a thing. If it wasn't for Prisha OTK, that's another thing that really downed me. I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a ruler a theme that isn't a main ruler. Yeah, I'm pretty salty about that.
And then people were like, no, this is the main ruler. Can't be a thing. This is the thing.
What are you gonna run at Joey if you go to the Los Angeles GP? Assuming there is a GP in Los Angeles.
I don't know. I kind of want to do fair, but I don't know. I like the idea of I always like the idea of like Colin was saying, like taking a crazy pick or like brew into your this GP and like trying to do well with it. Like I got pretty lucky like doing that in the ARG.
It's called Waylording it.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, speaking of Waylord, there's a new deck that's almost like it with the same effect, and it's a Wishy-Washy Mill deck. And they put the Wishy-Washy in because it's a basic at 210 HP.
He's talking about Pokemon.
Oh yeah, sorry guys. And it does the same concept that it had. They're running in Ants Hammers and Crushing Hammers and all this disruption. And there's a card now it's a supporter that just picks up your Pokemon. So they're cycling these Wishy-Washies in to mill you out.
That's hilarious.
That's so gay. But yeah, like, so I mean, I would like to take something like maybe like that in, but I don't know if anything's good enough to actually like run against some of these like the actual like top brews that are coming out. So I don't know. I mean,
it's also hard.
Fun. Yeah.
I think it's also hard to tell so far because it's a to be determined date, and it looks like the last one was like in March, which means if it was in March again or even after, you have a whole new set to incorporate into this.
And possibly an unlocked Keurig, which I think Keurig might be a theme.
Yeah. I mean, I might try and do try and brew some kind of aggro cheese that is really interesting. But I mean, I don't know. It like if IU continues to be a thing, which I think that she could be because we don't have a lot of like J Ruler hate and stuff. And like if I had continued playing Zero Bomb, I feel like I could have seen like I could have gotten more more proficient with the deck and like known more of its ins and out. And I feel like that IU is like very, very similar of a deck idea and like deck format. And so with her, with the amount of like stretch and like like kind of stuff you can do with her, because she does have a lot of options, and I haven't played her, but I can imagine like how like the difficulty of like piloting a deck like that. So if she's a thing, then there's going to be a lot of things that are not a thing, like aggro that just doesn't outrace IU because she's too good.
Yeah. I think IU is going to be a mixed bag. It'll be kind of interesting to see how that goes. We'll real quick move into our ruler of the week here now.
Oh, yeah. It's IU. Just kidding.
So we're doing Welser still?
Yeah, so why wouldn't we do Welser?
We're doing Diver Panda.
Well, yeah, as I said, why are we doing Welser still is because the whole talk on Panda earlier.
No, we chose Welser. We have cards based on Welser.
All right,
so, in case you guys forget, what he has a judgment that's all one of each of the different colors. He has a ability where you get to rest or recovered magic crest you control to produce one will of any attribute, and you can you only use that will to pay for his judgment. So it's basically a shortcut to his judgment. And then you can also pay the attribute cost of wicked spirits and magic crests with fire will, so you can do like mono fire almost to inside of that deck, which I do enjoy. And then when you J activate, he's 15/15, and when he enters the field, you get to put a wicked spirit resonator from your hand into their field, which feels like a sort of a swordsman of fire type effect. Swordsman on his ruler side, he could pay for wanderers with any color, and when he flipped, he would get to put a wanderer into the field. So it feels like it's along that same vein. And then he has a continuous where he gains swiftness as long as there's 3 or more different attributes amongst your magic crests, and he also gains imperishable and precision if you got 5 or more. Although I don't know how you'd have more than 5. Ooh. He also has an automatic when he enters the field, and whenever it attacks, your opponent puts 3 -100/-100 counters on every J resonator they control. So there's a lot of cool effects. I feel like he hasn't really been used much, but I feel like there's a lot of potential in there. I don't know if it's because he's missing a couple key cards that make him completely viable, or if there's just too many counters to field cards, such as his crest and stuff, to make him viable. But I feel like there's potential in there.
I'm surprised. I played against Zach's Welser deck a handful of times, and he just seems like a monster. I don't know why he isn't like top tier right now.
I think it's just the speed of it.
I mean, dude, he's really fast. Like you can drop a darkness crest, a fire crest, and then deactivate on turn 3. Not really, but like, and then maybe one more crest, but like that's he's fast enough. You can just do it with Advent, and like there's nothing to stop his flip side with like a Beelzebub backup support. He's like, that's just monstrous.
I think what it is I played Zach's deck as well, but I was running IU, and he runs a lot of Resonator hate, and I don't really run a lot of Resonators, so it was just able to take him out.
Well, I mean, you also might have played his like broken janky deck because it was pretty nasty.
Well, before we get into those details, start with you, Oscar, of what card you put and like how you see the deck playing out.
The way I see the deck playing out, I mean, I don't know, because I never really looked into the ruler. I picked a card because the card I picked, I actually just, like I mentioned earlier to you guys before the podcast, I just found out about it. Unlike normal sets, when I go through them, I didn't actually read every card. I was just like, we'll find it out as the really good cards kind of come out, and I'll read them then. So this card actually, I never noticed it till recently, and Zach brought it up, but the Command of Life and Death, black and a void. It's a chant. Put target resonator with total cost 3 or less from your graveyard into your field.
Oh yeah, I remember this card.
Yeah, the multiple reasons why this could be good depending on how you build your Welser deck. I mean, for example, if you're trying to get a couple Wicked Spirits back out, it can pull Freyla out, Darkness Majin, as well as whatever support you're running with it. I don't know.
Darkness Majin.
I'm just throwing out there Wicked Spirits I found. You can pull your Diver Panda back out. How's that, Joey?
Oh yeah, now we're talking that language.
But no, I was just picking something that was more like a support tech card that would help out in the long run. I just didn't know how to approach the deck to begin with because it's not something I gave much thought.
Interesting.
That's my reasons.
Joey?
Well, I kind of want to talk about Oscar's choice. I liked that card. I like anything that lets you like pay less stuff for bigger stuff is like really good. Like if we didn't, I'm pretty sure we banned talking about Majin Subjugation because it's just so fucking good. but like that card's insane. This card is also really good.
It'd be good to pair with Flame Dragon.
Yeah, true. It's too bad nobody runs those fucking dragons, man. So weird.
I think they're still good. I think it's just lost to the noise.
I mean, but like nobody even played them even with like Flame King Shout into Flame Dragon was a thing.
I did.
No, yeah, nobody. All the decks played other stuff. Which I don't know. I thought that was a good combo.
Real quick, I don't think we addressed it going into this, but if anybody's new listening to this, watching it, when we pick these rulers, we avoid obvious cards that you would run with it. So any of the support cards for Welser itself or Resonators, and try to pick something a little off the beaten trail that you would put into it, just in case you're watching. It's like, why didn't you pick this or why didn't you pick that? Which we still get those comments even if we mention this, but at least most of you will know now.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm like obviously, I mean, there needs to be like copies of Beelzebub in this deck. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, what are you doing when you deactivate? You're just wasting everyone's time. I went with, I mean, I think we outlaid Freyla too. You know, she's really good. I actually ended up going. I was actually looking at Majin Stone, and I was like, oh my gosh, aggro Welser and Majin Stone. Like, oh, I want to play Freyla with Majin Stone turn 1, and then I was like, you know, I don't know. I don't think Majin Stone is actually that good though.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
So I ended up going with an interesting one. I ended up going with Fire Wave. It is a 6-cost. As you play the card, you may banish a Wicked Spirit Resonator. If you do, you may pay 2 less to play this card, essentially making it 4. And then this card deals 1,200 damage to each Resonator your opponent controls. I think this is interesting. I think it's like 1 or 2 of in the deck. Like I really love like Wrath effects, and I mean, you know, it only hits your opponent's side of the side of the side of the field. Not, you know, it's cheap to use. You know, you can use it with like Spawn of Beelzebub to get like another -2 damage on. You know, if you're sacking Wicked Spirit Resonators. There's like 1 or 2 that are 1 cost. So I mean, I don't know. I really like Fire Wave, and I like the idea of like having at 4 mana having like a board clear effect like that. But.
Yeah, I love board clear effects. Do you think that it's better to like? For example, let's say you don't have a Wicked Spirit to banish. Let's start with this. Would you still play this card for 6?
No. I think at 6, there's better stuff to play at 6.
Oh yeah, because I was about to ask, do you think it's better to just run Ward Flame Summoning at some point so you can at least get rid of a special Magic Stone as well as clear the field and all that?
Not in Welser, but I mean, obviously it's great in like Gil and Soul, but I feel like 6 is just too much mana for that. Like you can play. There's the black Wrath effect with mystery counters. That. Hold on, give me half a second.
I'm trying not to edit this video, Joey.
I know. I'm sorry. There's Dance in the Moonlight for 4 mana, which is this card deals 800 damage to each Resonator. Then if it's awakened, you destroy all Resonators instead. So I mean, I feel like if like for 6 mana or like for 6 mana that card is better, but for 4 mana, like if I'm not going to play that, I would rather play this for 4 mana. And if I'm not going to play this, like there's still the Advent of the Demon King, which does -5/-5 to everything. Like,
yeah.
So like, yeah, Welser already has like good board clear anyways, but like I'd rather play like cheaper stuff that maybe hits less things than like more expensive stuff, unless it's like really good expensive stuff. And I don't think board clear at 6 mana is good enough to play. But
right. What'd you pick, Colin?
So my idea of the deck was, I think especially his J activating is extremely strong. He's got a lot of attack and defense as well as separate abilities and populating the field and just a bunch of different stacking effects that I feel are really powerful. So I think that for my idea of a Welser deck, the main card that you would want in there would be to run maybe not play set, but several sprinting flame horse, because I think being able to do a bomb deck with him, being able to flip and instantly be able to swing for 1700 without even doing anything else to him, just playing the flame horse after J activating. And if you did everything right, you shouldn't be paying any of your actual will to J activate. It should just be your crest. And
wait. If you're playing with your crest, then you're gonna have swiftness anyways, right?
Do you?
Yeah.
It depends on the
As
crest.
long as you have 3 different attributes.
If you have 3 or more different attributes.
Oh, okay.
So if I wasn't sure, because I agree that I like switching flame horse if you're not going like a magic crest, based deck, or if you're flipping off of Advent of the Demon King. But if your argument is that you're gonna be paying less with the crest, then you only need 3.
No, that's a good point.
Anyways.
I mean, if you know Colin, he runs mono decks, so he would never gain that swiftness.
One, you can pay for crest with any color, with fire will.
Yeah.
Any color crest. So
on the ruler side,
suck
right?
my dick.
Yeah. I mean, why you should never.
Why are you
crest
playing
on
crest after you J-activate?
Yeah.
So in that case, my backup card would be the what's it called? It's called a special type of. Here, talk about J-activating while I find this card's name.
So I do like the idea. I feel like Welser almost has to have swiftness when you J-activate because it's just so good. Putting -6 permanently on everything they have is so ridiculously good. It's so good, Oscar. Oscar, ask me how good it is.
I'm not going to ask you that, but I'm going to tell anybody who's listening who's not familiar with Joey, since they may be tuning in for the first time. He says mana a lot, even though he means will, in spite of the fact that he's been playing Force of Will for the past 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I've been playing Magic for the past 5 years, so whatever.
But have you played it recently in the past 3 years?
No, but it doesn't matter.
So then you haven't played it in the last 5 years.
It doesn't matter.
You played it 3 years ago for a couple years. All right, Colin, did you find your card?
Yeah, it is the card that I have picked that I found.
Just right now.
I know what card it is. It's just for some reason.
Why did you say you found it when you haven't found it then?
Because you made me nervous, Joey.
Well, while he's looking for it, again, I'll talk to you guys. If you're planning on going to a GP, let us know in the comments below. I don't know if we being me and Colin, really will venture out to any other GPs outside of Texas, because it's quite a bit.
Unless we get sponsored, wink, wink.
Unless you guys go and hit up our Patreon and help support us to get us to a GP, and we can go meet you guys. That would be awesome.
If you also call your will mana like me, then let me know in the comments.
Found it.
Okay.
Rapid growth.
Rapid growth? How are you playing rapid growth?
Alright, so the reason that you play rapid growth is because it's a 1-cost quick cast, buff it +4/+4, so you get that extra buff that I was talking about. So it starts out 15/15. You might have other buffs, I forget what the crests do, and so you do that, and suddenly he's a 19/19. It has remnant, so automatically with 2 will, suddenly you're a 23/23, and assuming that you played this right, you should have more than 2 will that you can spend. So all you need is another rapid growth in your hand, and all of a sudden you're getting up and either right at or just under around that 3,000 mark that you're able to swing into right away. Most likely more, depending on what you have populating your field and all that. So you potentially, by the time you J-activate, as long as you have 3 to 4 open will when you J-activate, you can swing for game if you're able to fly over any blockers they have with that rapid growth. So that was my...
How are you flying with rapid growth?
No, I said if you're able to fly over. I don't know what other stuff is on the field to help. The idea is the deck is built around J-activating and bombing in. So maybe you have a flying cloud on the field. Maybe there's crests that do stuff. I don't remember what all the crests do.
Flying cloud doesn't work. It only works on green resonators or green J-rulers.
He's kind of green.
So did you pick rapid growth just because of the remnant ability? Why not Winds of Vitality for the +6 instead?
Because at the end of the day, yeah, you could pay 1 for +6, or you could pay 2 for +8. is basically the idea behind it. So that extra 2 gets you closer to that 3,000 mark, which is what you want to aim for, because usually by that time, especially if you're running a red deck with lightning strikes, you can knock out that last 1,000 fairly easily.
Okay.
I don't like rapid growth.
I think you're crazy.
I think it was great a few years ago when it was.
Well, no. Like I like rapid growth. I just don't like it in like Welser. Like I just feel like I don't know. Like there's an argument to be made that like he could just get blocked, but then ideally like the guys that you like, they shouldn't have much of a board presence after you flip like that, especially if you can land a Beelzebub on top of that. Then yes, like your idea of swinging in and like you can technically do up to like 11, put 11 -1/-1 counters on people, which makes it a lot better because if they block with something you can remove it and push damage through. But I don't know. I don't like rapid growth.
I think you guys are just salty.
The only reason Colin picked rapid growth is because he's just playing counters in the deck. He's playing Otherworld Dreams and Severed Winds.
He probably has star fragments in his stones as well. For those who don't understand the inside joke, we built IU decks and Colin has star fragments.
You can go listen to our Patreon podcast.
Yeah.
But those are our picks for those Welser cards. I think we talked it to death now.
Yeah, let us know what you guys think or what your guys' picks might be for a Welser deck. Or if you have a Welser deck, join our Discord. We have a spot for deck lists and put your deck list in there so we can see.
We have some very active people in there.
Yeah, I was thinking about making another chat channel too where it's just anything goes, any conversation, pictures.
I feel like that's kind of public right now.
Well, no, because Zach doesn't allow pictures to be posted at all. And that was something that was brought up the other day. Someone was trying to share images and they couldn't. So they went to a whole other Discord just to do it.
Weird, Zach. That's a weird thing to do. All right. Well, any last thoughts, guys?
We're only at 39 minutes, so I don't think we're anywhere near done yet. We're not going to get people on the podcast.
What?
Pretty good.
Have you never done a podcast?
We do 50 regularly, except for a couple.
50? I thought it was like
45.
I thought we were going to talk about J-Ruler. We're not going to talk about J-Ruler now?
It's for 2 things. One, it's usually 45 minutes. So I was giving us 5 minutes to wrap up.
I was thinking 45 minutes.
But no, we can do 50. So we can, J-Ruler.
We're giving you guys value,
we also kind of already talked about, or at least Colin and I kind of talked about him on the Patreon one, right?
Yeah.
We briefly talked about it, but if you want it was sort of our raw thoughts. It just happened. So on our Patreon, myself, Joey, and Melissa talked about our thoughts on J-Ruler leaving. So in case you guys missed it, J-Ruler and Sacred Beats are leaving Force of Will. They're shutting down their YouTube channel, their Discord, their Patreon, their SoundCloud with all their podcasts and all that. It's all going away. The listed reasons, there's several different reasons that sound like just stacking ones, ranging from how the companies handle different things, how the GP announcements and the lack of GPs on the East Coast, and also having a GP in Hawaii and stuff like that. So they felt like they weren't taking GPs too seriously, as well as how late the GP announcement was in relation to when the GPs are actually starting. The overall balance of the game and direction, especially green. He said the final straw was he played against a cancel deck that just ran a crap ton of cancel cards, and that was sort of his last straw.
More like cancer deck, am I right?
Yeah. And I'm sure I'm forgetting a couple reasons, but so those were a bunch of the reasons he decided to leave Force of Will. He said he might come back to the game, but I don't know if that means coming back to their channel or just coming back to play the game in general. But so that happened, and also to set aside time, they're getting ready to launch their own personal card game that's going to be free to play on Lackey and all that, so they wanted to concentrate on that. So there's a bunch of different things. I'll also go over this in the Force of Will news tomorrow, but so that was what that happened. So Oscar,
I was
Oscar's thoughts on it. No, yeah, I never got to weigh in on it. I know that it sucks because I watch their channel. I watch the stuff they do. I know they're not very popular amongst a lot of people, and they know that, and they would always address it. But I mean, I like I said, I enjoyed watching the stuff they did and hearing them talk or just interacting with them. So it does suck that they're leaving and that they're just gonna drop it like that. Now, tough love here, but I don't agree with just like the way I guess it got presented from the day he quit. It was just like this and this. I'm done. I'm just dropping it. I mean, get its build up. They've been here for a while. I don't know. I guess I'm not expressing the way I felt about it, right? Just, I didn't agree with it in a lot of the points. Like, yeah, it sucks there was no GPs closer to you. The GP schedule itself was a little strange. I did the map on the Discord, and you see there's none in the Washington area. Like, the closest thing they can do is California. And I think we're missing, like, 1 or 2 GPs that we had over last year, so they've removed a couple. But, I don't know. I still think he should leave. I don't want him to leave. And as I know, like I said, not a popular opinion amongst a lot of people.
Well, I think it's just a niche market, but as I enjoyed their podcast. It's like I mentioned, it's very similar to a lot of stuff I listen to. So it's like a Force of Will version of the stuff I listen to. I really like their card value videos they did. Because I like that in Pokemon. When we play Pokemon, I like those types of videos. So that's just something I hope someone picks up, because I'm not going to do that. That's a lot of effort.
I think Joey said he was going to pick up on those.
Yeah, okay.
But they're in our whenever we did the interview with them and they were on our podcast, which I'm like I mentioned, I'm pretty salty. We were never on their podcast now, but
we never got the chance.
And our interactions with them, they're always like super nice, and like I said, they're the ones who helped set up this podcast. If you're listening to this on iTunes or Google Play or SoundCloud, that's thanks to them. So they're always really nice and helpful with all that. So I was really sad to see him go. Like I said, I enjoyed their podcast. They were like, I understand. I'm looking at it from a different side, because like I said, they were really nice to us, and they weren't always nice to everyone, especially on the podcast. But I wouldn't have minded if they were mean to us, because I think that's just the type of thing that's in every community that I think is really nice to have.
Maybe he can do a farewell podcast and bash us, so we can we can be part of the club of people who are
everyone he's been nice to. He should do. I wouldn't
mind it. It'd be nice.
So
people are like, "What's wrong with these guys?"
Yeah, I am interested though in their card game. They're doing this World War II based and stuff, so that'll be pretty interesting to see, because I find that their ideas behind it and stuff are kind of cool. So I'll follow that and see where all that goes.
And with them gone, I mean, the only monthly tournaments are kind of Patreon based only from Ep.7. But I know Zach and Joey were talking about getting monthly tournaments going within our own community. So
yeah, I'm probably gonna try and pick it up sometime after New Year's, since we've been busy, Thanksgiving and Christmas
and I mean, I'll help out just secondhand. Like I don't want to coordinate it, but when you need somebody there to monitor whatever, I'll be there.
Yeah, I have a couple ideas I want to do for it too. That could be a lot of fun. So we'll try and put that together, and it won't be a Patreon thing. It'll be a Discord thing for you guys, so we can try and see how big of people, and it'll be new frontiers and stuff like that. But after, like Joey said, it'll be after the holidays, so we can actually get everything situated and coordinated.
We'll be definitely banning IE, right, guys?
No,
we'll see.
We'll discuss all the details soon. And we'll obviously
we'll do some formal videos, but just so you guys have something to think about.
some insight going forward, as well as hopefully some games coming soon between me and Colin. We promise we'll get quieter environments than this last video. Yeah,
we're working on it. Trust me. I enjoy doing real life gameplay much more than Mackie. So we're trying to. It's just a matter of coordinating and getting the proper equipment together, as well as location. But It's just the holidays and stuff. After the holidays, we should be golden and getting back to what you guys have been asking for and all that. So we trust me, we read your guys' comments. We know we're working on it.
We discuss a lot. We take the advice or things, criticism, and try to do something about it if we can.
Yeah.
And Colin's doing cool stuff right now with intros. So you see
our
some
logos. Yeah.
See some cool new stuff coming into the channel soon, hopefully.
Yeah, it's gonna be a slow burn, but you'll slowly see little pieces here and there, and I got a lot of ideas actually. We'll be slowly, hopefully by mid-January or so, we'll then if you were to look at the channel from here to there, visually, hopefully it'll be a lot different and cooler.
Explode.
Yeah. Go look at one of our old versus matches, and then when we get our new versus matchup, go watch that one. It's a big difference. We used to do overhead view. Now we just do kind of the angled view.
Because you're lazy.
Because it's difficult. I was using an arm lamp that took the lamp part off, and we put a little was it the bendy tripod to hold the phone, and we were just
that
it was
would
this
fall,
big big jerry rig thing that was just like looking down,
and like we had to have like 100 pounds worth of things holding it down.
Oh yeah, and we were at work, so we had like 100 pounds of paper holding it down because we had reams of paper on the table.
No, Oscar, we weren't at work.
We were on lunch, so it's fine.
We
were on a 15-minute lunch.
We were always at lunch.
But anyways, that's why we have to do angled now. I know some people like the overhead, but it's difficult.
Some people like the angled too.
Actually, guys, since we'll have more people watching this than the three of us and putting our minds together, if you know of a way to hang a camera over like that and it's a phone, like a Galaxy S7 or 8, let us know and we'll go see if we can afford it and pick one up if it's super cheap. Well,
and we might, with some of that, because we're thinking of putting a table, I think, in here.
Yeah, I was bringing one over this weekend.
We could always jerry rig something. I can throw some screws in the ceiling, but we just need to figure out some way that the phone could hold in there. So if you guys have ideas for that as well, this is my house, so I can put holes in it.
I can do whatever I want as long as my wife says it's okay.
Nah, she doesn't have to know. All right. On that note, I think we'll end now.
Thanks for watching, guys.
That good enough for you, Oscar G's?
Wait, good. No. We still have
like I said,
1 minute left.
Like I said, if you got giveaways coming to close here, so if you guys want to join that, patreon.com/TCGScrubs, join our Discord. We like to talk in there, and we'll do mini announcements and stuff like that. Our Facebook and all the various avenues. YouTube, if you're listening on this on iTunes or Google Play, if you're on YouTube and you don't like listening to it on YouTube, Google Play and iTunes, and all that good stuff. Okay,
bye.
Bye.